What's up, everybody? Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Welcome to my channel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life, and we over here feeling good. You know, I'm feeling good. I hope y'all are feeling good. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, I'm just Rhonda. I don't know if I said that, but that's who I am, and we just gonna talk about Ready to Love, Make a Move. Season 1, episode 12 is the final decision. I guess it's episode 12, but it's half episode, half reunion. It's a no. Don't do it again. It made the shit weird and kind of honestly, it was like hard to like do notes on it because I was like, I had to take a break. I'm like taking my notes like for the show portion, and it wouldn't like really giving what it was supposed to give anyway. We hear y'all. So let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. This was in no way suspenseful. I think we all knew how this whole thing was going to turn out. They start out with Charisse and Maurice. They're the new favorite couple. They sit down. You know what's funny with them to me is their body language is weird. And I can't tell if it's like because they're just stiff and awkward. Maybe that's what it is. But it was just like, y'all are so weird. He was sitting there like they were far away from each other, but he was like reaching over with his hand on her leg. And she says she don't be like people touching her. So I guess that's a plus. You got to ease in. That's a thing too, like with Charisse. These ladies sit up here and talk a whole lot, and I'm not one because I'm a whole human. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to have people picking me apart. However, I ain't on no reality show. So when they go read these reality dating shows, I think we all know that nobody expects anybody to find love. That shit is hard. It's hard to find somebody that you have chemistry with for real, depending on your personality. I'm not somebody who has got to have somebody, so I can be by myself until I find what I like. But if that takes a long time, once you find what you like you're gonna hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? So my end game is not matrimony either. I'm more of a free spirit. I like to like ride this thing out for whatever it is and what it's supposed to be. And we forever ever, then we forever ever. And if we ain't, then we ain't. And I'm not paying nobody and I'm not going through no procedures to be done with the shit. I'm just gonna make a move, like people said, make a move. Anyway, this is not about me. What I do know is I feel like everybody comes here with an ulterior motive. I hear a lot of people like, because I done saw Venicia on her live. I still, it didn't change my mind. There's a whole lot of judgment of these people. I'm gonna say this. Don't go on no TV show then and then be in your feelings when there's judgments about you. Like that's part of it. And so we review the show. I try to stick to what I see. There's people on here that I'm not really favoring. Charisse, I've been very vocal about that. But at the end of the day, they're here for a reason. They're here to promote something. Love is not that easy to find. You don't go on no show with 16, 25 different niggas and come home with a man. That's not how that works. Or a woman, or however that shit is supposed to work out. You went there for a reason. You went there to promote something. You went there to, be some type of celebrity. You know what I'm saying? You went there for a reason. Love is supposed to be the reason, but that's not how love works. So I think you would have to be like, if you for real, you would have to be like, well, let's just see what happens. And if there's a connection, then cool. But I don't know none of these people from these shows that end up like in a real relationship, because after the show is over, then you got to see like what's really tea. That's how you grow and build. Right? We all know that. Anyway, we're here in this process. So I think it's unfair to be judging people for being here for the wrong reason. Because why else would I be here unless I didn't have something to promote? If you're going to be here, child, you need to be prepared for people to say shit. Some are going to say stuff that you like. Some are going to say stuff that you don't like. Okay? Okay. And I mean, if you're crazy, then you're crazy gonna show through and people are gonna see it. And some people are gonna say something about it. I know I am because that's what I'm here for. So This relationship here, Maurice and Sharice, I feel like, I mean, what do they say on paper? I suppose like it seems like they would work. You know what I mean? It seems like they would be a good match. We don't know because I don't know anything about Maurice. I don't really know a whole lot about Sharice except for what I've seen. And this is her second show. So I seen her in the first show straight out the gate being talking shit about some lady that didn't really do nothing to her. You know what I'm saying? And the whole reaction from the rest of the ladies was like, that was mean. So apparently, I forget, like the girl was loud or something. She said her name sounded like a stripper name, like when she was just like being a mean girl, sitting back on to talk shit about this lady that had done nothing to her. That was her introduction to us. Then she was on the bottom because she didn't really like, or nobody really vibing with her. And much like this time, she had to find some nigga that like needed an alliance. Because that guy that she ended up with, like that ended up being like them arguing back, being combative. Remember that word? She was over here being combative with that guy. So, you know, this is what we see with Sharice. I find it hard. I won't say find it hard to believe. I think there's some people who don't get along when they're around girls, and I think that's weird. I think that's weird. I think that I think that's unfortunate too, because you need both types of relationships. Anyway, these two, this love story here, they're both awkward. So and Sharice has a lot of issues, like don't touch me, don't this, do this. I don't know the things that happen in her life that made her feel that way, but here we are. So when you're talking about engaging and entering or introducing somebody else in your bubble, then that somebody else has to be able to take the crazy too. And all of us got it. Hers is just like more outside than the rest of us, I think. She's one of those people. When I watch them though, like when Zadia and Cam first went on a date and they were doing all that smiling, engaging, and you know, looking at each other and feeling each other, if it, you know, we were drawn in for the most part. We knew what it was, but we were drawn in and they were just so cute. These two are so like, hi, hi, you look nice. You look nice too. Like it's very awkward and weird. And that's okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? What they say, there's somebody out there for everybody. They could be somebody's, but you got to deal with all that. I just don't think, I think Sharice is fake. And I think he might be too. Um, we'll see, child. They look good together. I'll say that. And as people, we tend to like that. I don't know why that is, but when you see two people, we're like, oh, they're cute. It's almost like that makes them a good couple, like that makes them a match because they look good together. We're like, oh, they look good together. Like that automatically means it should work, but it doesn't. I um and you know, I hope so. Like, I don't know this lady. I don't like her from what I see, but he clearly does. He wants to be in it. And so let's see what happens. But at the end of the day, Sharice chooses Maurice, and that's what she came for. And like I said last week, like they're older, you know what I'm saying? Not old, but they're older, like where you be making decisions based on more logic and less fantasy. She came in there talking about she didn't want no man with kids and she didn't want no man that had been divorced. And she realized, I'm sure at this point, that that list is stupid. Like you shouldn't come, like there's a difference between, to me, coming with standards and coming with a list. And check your own list, girl, because your list, I'm just saying. Your list is a doozy. So, yeah, they look good together. Obviously, that doesn't make them a match, but everything else kind of seems to be a match. So we'll see what happens. They're both superficial. And so, you know, she likes nice things, she likes nice things. Sharice is a preference, and I feel like, you know, for an attorney like Maurice, that's a thing. Like, you know, he's in New Orleans. New Orleans, Miami. I think there's certain cities where that whole exotic, thing is a plus to some people. I'm just saying, I feel like he's that type of guy. I feel like he'll go to Miami and love that shit. So I just don't want to watch it. I think they make me feel uncomfortable. I don't know if it's because the cameras are on and that would make me feel uncomfortable. That's why I'm not on no TV show. Dating is already awkward, so I'm not gonna really hold that against him so much because I feel like they're both awkward. I just don't want to watch it. They make me uncomfortable watching. Blah blah blah. She keeps them. We knew it. Sharice be snapping though, and I wonder like how, because if he's a family man, like how long can she hold it? You know what I mean? Like, what if he has like one of them daughters, sniffs her out and finds out like what kind of, cuckoo kudu she really is? It's bound to happen. And daddy seemed like he's good with his girls, and so that's not hard for somebody that's a girl's girl. You know what I'm saying? And they're not all gonna be the same. Like he might have that one daughter that likes to go shopping and nails done and all of that stuff that you like to do. And then he might have that one daughter that likes to ask questions and figure out where the hell you really coming from with her daddy. We don't know. So I guess we'll see if these two are gonna like carry on with whatever. I don't really want to see Sharice no more. Ready to love people. Find somebody else. Like there's lots of people I would love to see again. She ain't one of them. We done seen her twice. That's enough. Let it go. Venicia and Jabari. They sit down. She's naming all the things like positive about him. And then she's like, but I don't know, like, and I can't really think if this is how they set the thing up, I guess. You're supposed to sit here and tell these people like what you like about them and what your concerns are. And at the end of the day, like I have to put myself on the other side and be like, if I was sitting there, some dude was telling me like what his concerns are in my head, and I would be like, and fuck you too. So yeah, it's kind of weird like how they have to explain their decision. But she's saying all the things like, he's nice and he's this. And then she starts naming the things that may come in the way, may be in the way. Um, he's in Memphis a lot. He got a baby in Memphis. Well, she did refer to this child as a baby. And I don't know like how baby it is, but when you call a child a baby, I'm thinking pretty young, which means his commitment to Memphis is very much important. They only talk on dates. Apparently, Jabari is not getting to know her on a different level. I don't know what level she's looking for because she says stuff like, he doesn't text me or FaceTime me. And I already told y'all, don't FaceTime me. I got shit to do. I hate FaceTime. I really do. Like, I can't be walking around like with the thing, like trying to see you and stuff. And then other people that call you to FaceTime you didn't have you looking at the ceiling. And I'm like, well, what did you just, how come you couldn't just call me? Why are we FaceTime if you got me looking at your ceiling fan and stupid shit? So I don't know, Phoenicia, that seems a little immature. And texting, and I guess I feel like texting is important and it's a benefit. And I know there's this whole thing where like anybody could do it. You could be texting five people at the same time. I get that, but if you're not like narrowing it down to me, I mean, it is what it is. I can't worry about what you're doing when you ain't talking to me. But if we're trying to get to know each other, then at some point, make some time to talk to me. If he wasn't making any dates like outside of that, then I guess he wasn't really trying to get to know you like that. However, I also feel like Tabari is not stupid. And as much as he feels like, the whole sexy thing that Venetia has going on that she catch a lot of heat about, um, she's got that thing going. And so it's a good look for him because he's a goofy nigga. And for him, it's, how you bag that. I know how they be thinking. My man is a barber. I'm just saying. Um, you spend a lot of time listening in the barbershop, listening to them talk. You learn a lot. You learn a lot about how ignorant they are and how important it is for them to impress each other more so than impressing you. So, yeah. I also think that he can sense that she ain't feeling him like that. And so he's not dumb. And if she's not feeling him like that, then he's not going to put in any effort. He'll show up and do it for the show because he's here to promote something. I mean, he's a restaurant man. And do your thing, boss. You know what I'm saying? She said that they're getting paid, I guess. But for anybody with real business, I'm sure it's not worth it. You'd be looking at it like this is good marketing, period. He probably should have sent his brother to market. I don't know. I don't know that he is the one. Like it's very goofy. So maybe he should have sent his mama because the people liked her a lot. Um, if she had met Jabari first, Jabari certainly would have knocked him out the pocket because her and Jabari had a different kind of energy. Him, she was feeling physically. And that's that thing that most people, I'm not going to break it down to men or women. That's that thing that most people are not willing to sacrifice. Now, unfortunately, it's really hard to find that thing and all the other things in the same package. This doesn't work to your advantage if you're looking for matrimony. And if you're looking for a journey of something, that's going to make you feel good, then it's perfect. I'm just saying it just depends on, what's your perspective on the whole relationship situation. Y'all be making it real hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if you like hanging out with each other and see what's happening, and then you like get into each other's personal space and you like that too, then it's gonna lead to something. And being on the same life path, that's important too. And when you get older, the things you want is going to be different than the things you wanted when you were younger. Like when you're younger, you're like, he's cute. Like I really need him to look like El DeBarge because that's the thing that's the man of my dreams. And so I need to find the closest thing to that I can. And then when you find out, oh, El DeBarge sucks. Let me try something else. I don't know. Let me see. He's cute. He's got muscles. He doesn't have muscles. He's tall. These are all the things that are important to you when you're young. Then when you get a little older, Zadia, because you're right there in the middle, other things start to matter, like financial status. However, you don't want to still like compromise the whole I like him though thing. That chemistry thing is very important. Zadia got here and got chemistry with Cam, and you know, she doesn't realize it's just, a part of the journey and not like for the long haul. Because eventually she will. Venicia is a little bit older. She up here with what's her name? Sharice in age. They're close in age. And Venicia is still using her sexy as the trap. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I don't even mean trap in a bad way. Maybe I have to think of a different word, but for lack of a better word, I'm gonna say trap. But I feel like, when you're born sexy and it's just one of those things that has always gotten you what you want, like, okay, why would I stop doing that? Why would I stop using the thing that works for me and gets me what I want? I think unfortunately what she wants, and I told you, listen, I ain't working with what Venetia working with, but I'm working with something. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't usually go that route to get what I want, but I can if I want to, and I definitely have. You know what I mean? I've never had to live in that space, but she on a TV show. I don't know what this lady looked like at her house when she ain't doing all of this, but Yeah, she's on a TV show. So, and y'all be coming for her nipples. Some of y'all be really coming for her nipples, and I find it a little bit strange because I'm like, okay, I guess. Anyway, sh- I got so off track. Where was I at? Tabari could tell she doesn't like him, and that's why he isn't putting on any effort. But it's definitely in his best interest to keep coming on the show as much as she'll have him. Jabari is somebody who I think really came on the show like to find somebody to. He's looking for a partner, and they had that chemistry somewhat, but he was going to try to stifle her. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I said it before. I don't think he can handle all of that. And it's really weird to me because when you hear people say what they heard, that'd be very different than what she said. Because I went back and I was like, what kind of energy was she giving Jabari? And you could tell like they were leaned into each other. When they hugged each other, it was a long, like squeeze hug. She was comfortable there. They had a physical chemistry clearly in the beginning. When she let go of Jabari, she didn't even want to. She just knew that it wasn't going to work. And she was like, well, am I gonna do this like the whole way through? She gambled it because at that point, I guess her and Jabari were cool anyway, and it wasn't gonna work. Um, but she definitely was giving him a different kind of energy than she was to Bari. When she let him go, she had tears in her eyes. She didn't really even want to do it. I seen this live. It is what it is. I ain't got all these people saying shit about me. Um, so I can't say that she should or shouldn't have done it. She did what she needed to do for her. I know one thing, you cannot be mad, and I'm not judging her clothing. I never have. I think my only issue, like you like it or you don't like it, I feel like for me, it's a taste issue. Like I feel like you can be sexy and all in good taste. I feel like if she had a stylist, oh man, you know, and she might be. She might be. She might very well find somebody that wants to dress her. You know what I mean? And I mean, the whole titty thing, like this last dress she had on, I was like, this poor man has to sit here with her titties in his face and try to pretend like he can understand what the hell she's saying while she tells him to kick rocks. That being said, there's designers out here, Venicia, who can make you a corset that's gonna be flattering. I ain't mad that you wore the corset. I just think that I'm mad that it did fit. I'll put it like that. Um, I like clothes. I'm not gonna hate on this lady for the way she dresses. I think it's fucking whack. Um, but I am gonna say this. If you're gonna lead with the sexuality, then you gotta be ready to accept the bullshit that comes with it. Cause people ain't, they be focused on shit that yeah. And I'm like, to the point where it's like obsessive. I think it's weird. So yeah, she had to get one off. She got on Instagram. She cussed people out, and girl, go off. I guess this is why I could never do a reality show. That being said, she told Tabari he got to go, and he had, was in his feelings about it. He said he didn't expect to be flat out dismissed. I don't know what you thought. If you ain't talking to this lady besides when you go on dates, then what did you think was gonna happen? You brought your mama. I don't know how genuine that was. I think that's weird. Why you bring your mama to Barry? For she could be on TV for y'all can promote your family? That's a good idea. Your mother was a hit. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why you feel like you were so like have to sit there and contemplate all this time, like how let me finish this drink. And I feel like if you would have like put on that big funky goofy ass smile that you've been putting on all this whole time, now all of a sudden you want to contemplate things. You've been side grinning out your mouth. Now all of a sudden you want to like think about things. But Tabari, get your ass up, walk out the door. Okay. If she wanted you to chase you, if she didn't want you to chase, I don't know what she wanted because I'm not in her head. But what I do know is you did look a fool sitting in that room by yourself. But what? She said no. You knew. Y'all be playing. I try not to ingest too much of this stuff before I do the review. I try to like stay away from things, but it's been a holiday weekend and I was bored. And so I was watching like some of the other things that people had to say. And I was like, y'all are hard on these guys for real, for real. Anyway, me personally, I was like, Tabari, she wore the titty dress. You should just enjoy that. And that can be the last memory you have of her. Thank you and goodbye. Um, it wasn't even like a relationship. No, he did say this. She said that, her issue with him is communication and that she was expecting him to open up to her and without her opening up to him. And I think that's probably true because when you're not feeling somebody like that, you don't want to sit in the car all night and watch the sunset watch the sun come up to the next morning. That's not how you be feeling with people that you're not really feeling. So the chemistry wasn't there. I don't even think it's a bad thing. I don't know why people have to be coming to the reunion in their feelings about somebody who really wasn't. But that being said, it might be because these ladies come with so much criticism too. Like, you can't like say shit about me and then be like, want me to be nice afterwards, I suppose. Zadia and Cam. Guess what, y'all? Cam's busy and he don't have time. And she said, it don't matter if she gonna keep him and he coming to DC. And he's like, yay. Told you I'm not doing that. But okay. Low key, I feel like we've already established that they like each other. By the end of this, they ain't because she don't listen. Her translations of the things that he says is kind of insane to me. Zadia, Venicia, and Ashley are like hell bent on sticking with each other even when they're wrong. It kind of doesn't make sense. But it's not helpful. You know what I mean? Like if you like, this my girl, this my sister, then don't you think you really would be like, I realize like you really like him and I know you're gonna do what you want to do, but I personally think he's just here, for you to have fun with and stop trying to make a thing a thing. And I also think that if Sharice hadn't have walked out of there with Maurice on her arm, then Zadia probably would have still made the same decision, but this definitely solidified it. She wasn't gonna let Sharice leave with a man and not her. We're still keeping. The difference is I think Maurice and Sharice is probably for real trying to see what's up. And Zadia over here living in a fantasy land. Poor baby. I think it's time for her to grow up though. Ashley wants to continue to abuse Donald, and he wants to stay getting abused because he loved him a toxic woman. He don't matter if it's his friend or his girlfriend. The more toxic, the better. That's how he likes it. They're not ready to love. They're not ready to make a move, but they're ready to be friends. And this ain't ready to be friends. So y'all quit playing. That's how that ended. And then now, like they switch gears and take us to the reunion. So we're at the reunion. It's 3 months later. Before we get started, because it's not a whole lot. They gave us a little snippet, and then, I guess we get into the real thing next week. So let's start with the looks. Vernisha looks nice. Her dress is nice. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Her hair is a bit much. I just wish Venetia would get style. That's it. That's all. It's just a lot. It's a lot of hair. It's a lot like for me, if she had just slicked her hair back in a chignon and very understated, earrings and let that be that. You know what I mean? Because she's got sparkles and titties. And her titties really don't need no accessories. So, yeah, it's all right. I didn't love it. I didn't love really any of them. She looks good in it, though. She's snatched, waist snatched, everything snatched. Who's next? Zadia. Zadia always looks nice. I've seen this dress before. I don't know where. I feel like it's been seen before. That's all. Her bob is bobbing. I'm gonna give her that. Her makeup is always nice. Zadia, like that's not she always got it. She got it. She got it. Style is not her issue. Her Sadia, you should softly whisper into your girl's ear and help her tone it down a bit. Your girl, Venetia. Venetia needs to be under the influence of Sadia. Anyway, yeah, like I said, she looks nice. Ashley, honey, the dress is okay. That's it. It looked like she got it from the mall. Or maybe she did. Like, her shoes. mm. And then she's got a headpiece on. Ashley's a lot. So I guess for Ashley, I mean, at least she's not dressed up in an orange ice skater outfit. Oh, child, she want to tell somebody what they need to be dressed as. So yeah, their looks are. Oh, I forgot. See, child, I don't even remember this lady half the time. Sharice. Sharice got on a nice white dress. She looked nice all the time though. She's very, like quiet. Like to me, the dress, the one, and I don't even like animal print, but to me, the animal print dress that with them shoes that she had on at the final episode, the decision episode. I like that dress better. But one thing I will say, her weave was looking good because usually her little pieces be like separated from whatever this part is. And so yeah, her weave was tight. Good job, Sharice. She got her hair. It looked nice and shiny. Um, Tanika looks pretty. Tanika looks like a model. Her sense of style is nice. And oh, Tamika Lee. Sorry, Tanika is the other lady. She always hosting these reunion shows. She, had a hair on with a part all the way down to the side of her ear and a jumpsuit. We don't care. They start with what did you like about the process? And Cherie said she liked that she get to go out on a date every other day with all these different men and it be okay. And I'm like, girl, it's always been okay. If that's what you like, are you a dater or not a dater? I don't know that I would want to go out that many days, multiple days a week because that seems exhausting. But I mean, Tamika said something like, yeah, the men are normally in the driver's seat and they get to do the choosing. And I was like, are they though? I don't know. I don't see it that way. I think, people choose each other. And, this depends on the dynamic of the relationship. I was never out here waiting on nobody to choose me now. I was just like out here and like I said, if I run across somebody whose vibe I'm feeling and we feeling it together and then shit just happens, you know. Obviously there's questions and things and we've all been out here like getting dressed, going to the club in a, whatever version of a freaking dress you call yourself comfortable with. And we go out to catch. And then we come home with an empty net because there wasn't nothing out there to catch. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, when you run across your person, it feels a little different than being out to catch. We're a sisterhood. I hate that word. Y'all stop saying sisterhood because y'all don't really be a sisterhood. Hell, sometimes sisters don't even be a sisterhood, but y'all are not a super sisterhood. Three of y'all like each other and one of y'all don't, really get along with women. So it's nobody's fault but hers. Anyway, they do a whole montage of a bunch of champagne toasting and group hugs and how these girls um got along so fabulously. And Cherie said she never lived with anybody before, but the ladies made it so easy for her because, they made it so easy to get along with. Word, because that ain't what we saw y'all not getting along, like from the very beginning. Not Everybody just, y'all started in episode one. Shoot. I feel like I don't know. I was a late baby. So and I don't mean late, I was born late. I mean my siblings were already grown when I was born. So I wasn't an only child, but it kind of felt that way because I was the only one that's home still. And I spent the night with cousins and you just I went to college. When I went to college, now that's a little different. You do have to like find like the girls that you get along with, but I mean, she's an esthetician. You don't have to go live in a dorm. I did that kind of college too first. But I feel like through life, like I had a roommate, I lived with girls, and sometimes y'all get in each other's nerves. There's fighting, there's fallouts, and all of that stuff. But you learn like how y'all didn't move in together. Y'all were there, like, I don't even like I went to work for a big brand, hair care brand. And my training was in Dallas. So I was in Dallas like for 2 months and had to stay with somebody. Like literally get off the plane. Hey, nice to meet you. We're going to a hotel room. We're roommates. And in those environments, you just learn how to get along with people. Sharice hasn't learned that. And I think that's weird at her big old age. She's in a beauty industry. She's around women all the time. But it doesn't seem, I hear Cherie say a lot of things as an excuse to feel sorry for her, but then she turns around and she's mean, and then she uses that bullshit as an excuse for her behavior. The Zadia and Sharice drama, and they're both very dramatic. Let's be clear on that. Tanika asked Sharice, like, what does she think about that whole situation when she looked back and see them arguing with each other? And Sharice was like, I think it's pathetic. And Tanika said, like, in what way? What was it pathetic? And she's like, I mean, I'm done talking about it because it doesn't matter. And I'm like, girl, this is the reunion. That's what you do at the reunion. You come talk about things that happen on the show. So you had to know that you were not going to come here and act like it wasn't going to be something that got talked about because the whole shit popped off because of you. Now, I don't know what other people are watching, but what I do remember seeing is this lady was mad because Zadia was feeling Cam so much that she just said, "Are y'all cool with people staying over, coming over, whatever?" And Cherie said, "No, nah, she ain't want nobody in the house." And so then that was that. Zadia said Sharice was a bully. Calm down, Zadia. I don't know. She's a bully and she was picking on me. I mean, oh, girl, I think Zadia, you give as good as you get. So I'm not gonna say she was a bully. I'm gonna say y'all was not feeling each other. I'm not even sure I could be bullied at this age because I feel like, yeah, I just don't have to deal with you if I don't like you. Like even in this house, like you're clicking with Ashley and Venicia. I would be like, girl, go ahead. And for me, like if I were there, Sharice is way too insecure and I'm very petty. And so it would be very easy like to get her out of character and just sit and watch her. And I think Zadia is very good at that. You know, all you got to do is say one thing and this lady's head is going to explode. Sharice says she's misunderstood. I don't think so. We see you, girl. So, like I said, it's this whole house rule situation. Sharice is sitting there acting like she just doesn't have any clue what she did. Um, I found it weird though how Tamika was caping for Sharice like she wasn't there. Because at the end of the day, and then she was like, "Was Zadia, you lied," and I was like, "Hold on though, she did." Okay, let's stop there for a second. She lied. However, before she lied, a conversation was had about men coming over. And Cherie said she wasn't with it, and Zadia was like, fine. So didn't no man come over. Now she did go hang out with the man. That don't mean he was there though. So then the next day, when she comes in. This lady is mad. Why? Why is she mad? Now, if I was irritated that you woke me up, I would be like, bitch, you better figure out somebody else to let you in here. Don't be calling me anymore and wake me up. Like, I don't think that was even that big of a deal. What do I have to do? I'm in New Orleans. All I got to do is sit around here and wait on Tamika to come by and tell me, call me up, say what time we got to go start hanging out with people. So I feel like you could have just went back to bed, Sharice. I don't think you were that mad about it. And I also think that this is just my opinion. I think that Sharice went to her season and she's seen that whole Brown Girls thing. So now she's gonna use that as an excuse to not bring it up, but act like Zadia has a problem with her because she's not a member of the Brown Girls. That shit was so stupid. And at the end of the day, when I looked at that season, I was like, all of them is Brown Girls. So it wasn't that serious, y'all. Now, Zadia, why are you still lying? I don't understand. She asking you like about. First of all, Tamika, why are you so interested? It seems weird. She hung out with this nigga. Y'all asking like what happened and did she sleep with him? I never thought she slept with him the first night. I thought, damn, like I didn't think that. I didn't think that she went back to Cam's apartment. It could have happened, but that ain't what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, if you haven't ever had one of those dates where you just want to talk all night long and you just don't want it to end, then sorry about your luck, because it's always the beginning of a thing, like an energy that we talked about before. So I don't know why, Zadia, why are you lying? Because it's stupid. And then they brought up the whole thing about Sharice kissing LJ. And Sharice, why are you so bent out of shape about it? Tanika said over here in New Orleans, all y'all be over there kissing everybody. And what's this girl Sharice said in Miami? All y'all be over there kissing everybody. So it's just normal to be kissing everybody in the mouth around New Orleans and Miami. Around here in Orlando, we don't really be kissing everybody in the mouth, I suppose. I don't, but hey, to each his own. At the end of the day, if it was just my friend and y'all kiss each other in the mouth, I don't give a fuck what Zadia has to say. So, and so she went right back. Well, if you kissed your friend, you kissed your friend. Well, if you effed Cam, then you effed Cam. Whoa. I mean, I guess, child. If she did, she did. If she did, she didn't. This all seems so very juvenile for two grown ass women to be arguing about. The real issue is, you know what I was thinking? I was like, Zadia came in there. She already, like I said, I feel like, had a preconceived idea of what she thought Zadia was going to be. Zadia, for me, gives off very much princess energy, where you like, girl, grow the fuck up. But Sharice be popping off and standing up like she about to do something. And I'm like, girl, who have you ran into in your life that just keeps on letting you do that? Because you gonna run into the right one, and then you gonna sit your ass down. That's what's gonna happen. Sharice sitting up here mad talking about having men at the house. There wasn't no men at the house, girl. Then it was okay when you wanted Maurice to come back over there. Tamika said they're a lot alike, and I was like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're very much alike, to be honest. I do think, like I said, Zadia is spoiled. She gives spoiled princess energy. And Sharice be over here being angry and cranky and bougie and stiff. And if I had to pick one, to roommate with, I would definitely choose Zadia over Sharice. I couldn't. I would feel a clash coming on. I think Sharice gets emotional very easy. I can't be sure because that Botox got her tears ducts held hostage, but she said she felt betrayed by the women, and then the shit went left. And then Tamika keeps jumping in, talking about how she felt attacked, and I was like, attacked? How did she feel attacked? I don't know where what I don't know what Tanika sees. I think maybe it's three against one. That's how she sees it. I don't see it that way. I think I ain't see her get attacked not one time. I seen her pop off. I seen Zadia try to calmly talk to her, but she was like not feeling it. And so, I don't know what's going on with them behind the scenes of her talking about you ain't gonna be nothing and nothing, but she probably said that too. But you're not gonna tell me I'm not gonna be nothing. That wouldn't even worry me. I mean, that wouldn't even upset me. That shit is corny. Cause she's corny. That's what I'm saying. All of that popping off she be doing, she do it to the right one. That's why she ain't be pop. That's why she ain't pop off on Venicia. I think she didn't want to gamble it. I'm so good. Um, yeah, I don't think she wanted to gamble it. So Venicia snatched her man. What's up, Martel? She didn't even say nothing. Anyway, it was really weird because when Sharice was getting emotional and escalated, Ashley actually slid in and, held her arm and told her to relax. And she tried to comfort her the best way she could. This girl is stiff. So when you be touching her and being in her space, you could tell it makes her uncomfortable. And then it was almost like Ashley sensed that. Like she leaned in to let her know, like, I'm here with you. But then, she gave her space because she could feel it. And then she turned around and said she felt attacked and ganged up on. And when she said that, Ashley was like, "What you mean?" And I feel like they stayed neutral and they stayed out of that shit and they did not pick a side. And because they all three get along and she separated herself, she sees them as a group and they ganged up on her. That's how she sees that. That's not, don't start no shit and then be mad when people want to back the fuck off. Sharice got up and she was like, I'm done. And now she was like, bye, you need a breather. And now she's screaming, I did not need a breather. And I'm like, girl, seem like you need a breather because you're doing a lot of hollering and screaming and standing. And now her and Ashley are going back and forth. And then once Ashley gets turned and revved up, now she's revved the fuck up. So now they both gotta, have the floor with a screaming match. And that's what they gave us this week, y'all. So next week, I guess the actual reunion gonna start. I'm glad they got this out of the way, to be honest, because this didn't have nothing to do with nothing. This whole fight between the two of them. And that's what I said. Sharice, she calls herself feisty. I'm gonna say she more than feisty. I think she's angry. And I don't know how long she's gonna be able to hide that, but Maurice, it's all on you, child. If you want to fly all the way to Miami to, try to calm down feisty, then do your thing, bruh. Um, I'm interested to see the interaction between Kirsten and Ashley because I bet you bottom dollar she gonna kiss his ass just for him to embarrass her again. But it doesn't matter because her and Donald decided they're just gonna be friends. And I think Cam is tired. I know we are. So I've been team Cam the whole time. Only because he been saying the same thing over and over again. But I don't really understand like why either one of them. I mean, I guess I understand y'all. They like each other. Y'all keep saying it was the D. I don't know if it was the D or not the D. I certainly hope it was the D because none of this makes sense. Otherwise, like the video, subscribe to my channel. We have finished this thing next week. And yeah, bye y'all.